Everything we do, or every action we want to perform, or every habit that we want to learn, practice, or master, always is one way or another connected to this phenomenon that happens in your brain called neuroplasticity. So this video is divided into three parts. First part, I'm going to talk about what is neuroplasticity, and second, I'm going to explain neuroplasticity using a simple experiment that was conducted, and third, I'll explain how to implement neuroplasticity in your life. The scientific definition of neuroplasticity says that it is the brain's ability to change and adapt as a result of your experience in your life. Neuroplasticity, or plastic, just like any plastic that can be molded into different form using external forces like heat or direct applied force, brain can also be molded into different forms. In place of external force, you can use repetition or any habit to rewire your brain, to rewire the neurons present inside your brain in order to change your outcome to certain response. So now let me tell you about a certain experiment that shows us what role neuroplasticity plays in our day-to-day life. So in this experiment, first a bunch of children are gathered for the experiment, and they were asked to throw a certain bean bag into a bucket in total of 10 times. It was a challenging task but doable. After each student threw the bag, they were asked to wear a prism goggle. Prism goggle is a certain type of goggle that distorts your vision to either left or to the right according to the goggle. So after wearing the goggle, they were again asked to throw the bean bag. So what happens is that the students that were standing beside and watching the observer throwing the bean bags wearing the prism goggles noticed that the direction of the throw distorted to the direction in which the prism goggle distorts your vision. So they missed the bean bag to the bucket by a certain direction to either right or to the left according to the prism goggle. And another thing that they noticed, the student will eventually readjust their throw, and they would eventually put one or two beanbags in the bucket. They would try to throw left if the distortion is towards the right, so that way they can readjust their aim. And then for the final step, they were asked to remove the goggles and throw again. And what we observed was, student would miss the target in the direction opposite to the ones that prism goggle distorted their vision to. For example, if the prism goggle distorted their vision to the right, after taking it out, they would throw slightly to the left of the bucket. The conclusion that we derived from this experiment was, when the children were asked to wear the prism goggles, their nerves, their neurons in the brain had to slowly adapt to the relationship between their muscles in the eye and their vision. So once they're adapted with the prism goggle, they were asked to remove it and then again throw. So the neurons don't remember the old relationship that they had before wearing the goggle. So they had to again readjust the relationship between the muscle movements of the arm and the vision. So this is a proof, a concrete proof that neuroplasticity occurs in your brain, and it has to readjust every time you make a change to environment. By the way, if you want to see the experiment or read about it and the research that I've done for this video, I've put it in the description. You can check it out if you want. Now finally, how to implement neuroplasticity in your life. So every time you do a certain task in your day-to-day life, in your personal life, on your professional life, or everywhere, your brain, your neurons in your brain readjust every time to cope up with it, to learn the task, to make it better for the second time that you do. That's how neuroplasticity works. And in order to learn the very important habit of how to learn, you have to master neuroplasticity and how it works in your body. This skill will help you in every aspect in your life, professional life or personal life. So my first recommendation is environment change. It is proven, it has been long proven that what happens in your immediate surrounding affects your day-to-day life in both a positive and a negative way. For example, keeping water near your desk or near where you work helps you increase your daily water consumption by a lot. And if you want to learn more about it, I have made a video, you can watch it in the I button. And second, it has been proven that those children who have faced divorce of their parents in an early age are more likely to divorce their partners in the future. It's because their neurons are rewired in a certain way so that they repeat the action that they are accustomed to. This environment changing can be used in a very good way if you want to further in your life. You can change your environment, alter the things in your environment for your own good, and this process is called environment training, which is explained in great detail in one of my favorite books, Atomic Habit, that I love reading. So my second step would be to take a proper rest every day. In a corporate life, people lose rest. People eventually want to party the whole night rather than rest, which I'd say is not that bad, but done in an excess will harm you a lot. Let me tell you why. Rest is scientifically proven to have a better effect on dendritic growth in your neurons. Dendrites are certain projections at the end of neurons which interconnects the other neurons with one. So by strengthening these connections, you encourage a better brain plasticity, which in turn leads to faster learning. So that is why rest is a crucial aspect of your day-to-day life. So that is why people say that after a good night's sleep, you learn better. You have a fresh mood. You have a fresh mood of learning something. Everything that you learn in the morning after a good night's sleep eventually has a better chance to be retained in your brain for a longer time. So these were two of my habits that you should use to use neuroplasticity in your day-to-day life and take advantage of it. So that was all for this video. I hope you found this interesting. Thanks for watching. See you guys in my next video.